Hi guys, welcome back to She's Stitchin' for our Just Another Crochet Along. The stitch of the week this week is going to be the ripple stitch. You can see it here in the middle. I worked this up with my Karen 1 pounds, and I did 4 rows of each color before I changed. It's a really easy stitch. It almost looks similar to corner to corner, but you can see that you go across in rows. It's really easy to do. It's double-sided. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start with a chain of 31, and we're going to do that using the 4.5 millimeter hook if you're doing the crochet along with us. If you're not doing the crochet along with us, you can work it up with any yarn and any multiple of 3 plus 1 for the chain with any hook size that goes with the yarn. So for ours, we're going to start with that chain of 31, so I'll meet you at the end. Alright, for the sample today, I'm going to be working it up in my Peaches and Cream, and this is the creamsicle color, just for the crochet along. So I already have my chain of 31 set up, and what we're going to do is we're going to start in the third bump from the hook. So these are the V's, right? 1, 2, 3. I like to start in the third, in the bumps. I think it gets a better edge. So 1, 2, and 3. And we're going to place 2 double crochets into that bump there. So the way we do a double crochet, this is the US terms. We yarn over once and place it through the bump. Oops, sorry. Place it through the bump. Then we yarn over in the back, pull the loop through, and pull through 2, and have 2 loops on, and then pull through 2 again. So that's the American double crochet. And let's do that again. So yarn over, place in the same space there, pull a loop through, pull through 2, and pull through 2. So that's going to be our first little piece. Sorry. And then we're going to skip these 2 spaces here. So 1, 2, and then we're going to go into the third one. And what we're going to do, which now we'll repeat through the rest of this row. So we skip 2, and then we're going to place a single crochet into that first step, or into that third space. So the first step of the little cluster we're going to repeat is a single crochet. So you place the hook through, pull up a loop, then yarn over and pull through 2, and that's our single crochet. And then we're going to yarn over, and we're going to do 2 double crochets in the same space. So yarn over, and we're going to place 2 double crochets here. 1 and 2. So that'll be the cluster that we're going to repeat through the whole thing. So we skip 2 spaces, and then we place our hook into the third space and do a single crochet, and then we do 2 double crochets. So yarn over and then do our 2 double crochets, all in the same space. So you can see this is really easy to do. We're going to keep doing that all the way across. Let me do it one more time with you. So we skip 1 bump, 2 bumps, and we go into that third bump. First off with a single crochet, and then 2 double crochets. Yarn over, place and pull a loop through. Yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, pull through 2, and 1 more double crochet. Yarn over, pull through a loop. Yarn over, pull through 2, and pull through 2. So we're going to go ahead and complete that all the way across that bottom row. And our first row, what we're going to have is 10 of these little clusters. So the first cluster we started with plus 9 more. So we're going to repeat that all the way across, and I'll meet you for the last one. Right now we've reached the end of the row, and you can see we have 3 bumps left. We're going to go into that last bump, and we're going to do the same cluster. So we're going to do a single crochet and 2 double crochets in this last space. Let's go ahead and do that, a single crochet, and then 2 double crochets. and that'll be the end of our row. And we should have 10 of these little clusters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So that'll give us our 30 steps for the crochet along. And then we're going to turn and we're going to chain 2. And this is just how we're going to step up. So this chain 2 is also going to represent the single crochet from our little group of clusters. And then for row 2, so we start off with the chain 2, and then we're going to put a double crochet, 2 double crochets into this here. This is the first space that normally you don't use, but since these all these stitches clustered together in the same stitch, we're going to use that. So we're going to do a double crochet, and then another one, and that's our turn. Okay, and then we're going to skip these 2 stitches and do a single crochet, and then do our cluster in here. So you see this orange one and then this white one, we're going to skip and we're going to go into the third one. So we'll start off with the single crochet and then 2 double crochets. So as you can see, this is a really easy stitch. Let me help you find where we're going to go. So you can see it's kind of starting to form these little ripples, which is where the stitch gets its name. So we're going to skip over the rest of this top of this ripple because we already added on here, and we're going to go to the next ripple. Is one way to think about it. So you're always going to be on this side of the little valley. So you skip 1 spot, skip 2 spots, and go into that third. So another single crochet. Oops, I dug down too deep for that one. Single crochet, and then, sorry, there's a cat here. Single crochet and then 2 double crochets. Okay, skip 2, skip these 2, then single crochet and 2 double crochets. Single crochet, looks like I split that yarn. Yep. Alright, it's hard to tell sometimes with the variegated, right? I might have had that in the right spot. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Alright, so single crochet and 2 double crochets. Okay, so you can go ahead and finish that across the row, and always skipping 2 crochets and then doing our little group of a single crochet and 2 double crochets, and I'll meet you at the other side. So I finished off 9 of the clusters, and I'm going to do that 10th one with you. So we skip these 2 spaces, we do a single crochet and then 2 double crochets, 1 and 2. Baby, don't play with that. Got my little William hanging out with me here. And then what we're going to do is, you can see from the row below we have our double crochet and our other double crochet, and then that chain 2 that represented the single crochet. So what we're going to do in order to make our edge straight so that we don't have this triangle here, this zigzag, we're going to single crochet into the top of that turning chain. So you can see here was our chain 1 and our chain 2. So we're going to do a single crochet into the top of that chain 2. So there's our single crochet. So that finishes off row 2. There you have it. Let's go ahead and start with row 3. So all the other rows now are going to be a repetition of row 2. So we're going to chain 2. The only thing that's going to be different is this time we're going to not go into that stitch here, because that was our turning single crochet. So we're going to want to get back up on top of the little bump of our thing here. So, yes, does that sound good? So we're going to put our 2 double crochets. We're going to go in here. And that'll help us keep our edges straight. 1 and 2. Okay, and then we skip these 2 places. And we're going to do our next little cluster, which is single crochet and 2 double crochets. So you can see how that's working out. So we're going to skip 1, skip 2, and go into that next part where it starts to go up, and we do single crochet and 2 double crochets. So I think this is one of our easiest patterns so far, and I think it's turning out pretty cool in my variegated choice here. So a single crochet and 2 double crochets. And that's so I hope that you're enjoying this stitch. It does work up really fast because it's so easy. It doesn't really require counting. Get some slack here. Oops. Doesn't really require much counting. As long as you're going into the right parts of each stitch, you shouldn't need to count at the end. And even if you do, it's a lot easier to count to 10 than it is to count to 30. So single crochet. This yarn, this creamsicle yarn, is kind of cool. It actually ends up having 3 different colors besides the white. It's kind of a little bit of these bright yellows is a little different than this. This is kind of more of a goldenrod. If you've had this yarn before or interested. Okay. I'll finish this row off with you. Please go ahead and join our Facebook group if you have a Facebook, where we are all sharing our results as we go along with this together. I also have an Instagram, a Tumblr, a TikTok, and a Reddit. And I posted a really cute video of my son talking to me while I was crocheting on my TikTok account, if you have a TikTok. Alright, so here we are in our last little cluster. So we're going to do a single crochet and then 2 double crochets. Trying to get in some early crocheting here, and everybody's waking up. So I'm finishing this row just in time. Alright, and then remember what we're going to do is we're going to, oh, I split that yarn a little bit, didn't I? We're going to place that single crochet in the top of the 2 turning chains. So you can see here from the bottom we have our 2 double crochets and then our turning chain. So we're going to place it in top of that second one there. Chain 1, chain 2. Kind of easier to see from the side. Billy, don't make noises, honey bun. Alright. What are you doing? Alright. So that is what you're going to be repeating the whole rest of the way. I hope you enjoy this. It's just called the ripple stitch, and I know there's a lot of crochet stitches that are called ripple stitches, but this is a pretty simple one. And you get the little waves on the top here. So I do like it. Oops, there goes my yarn. Alright, if you have any questions, please comment down below, and I hope to see you next week. If anyone asks where I am, until then, just tell them she's stitching.